All right, guys, this is a 2013 Tesla Model S replacing all of the rear suspension components in the car. So here's all of the parts I have here. I have CV axles. We're doing struts, control arms, all the links, upper and lower links. Got it jacked up, got the wheel off so far. I'm going to work on getting this inner liner out, wheel well liner out. Just there's some clips here, bolt there, some push pin clips here. Get all those out. Then I'm going to take off the caliper, the parking brake, the rotor. That's going to give a lot better access to these components because we're doing this toe link, this link. We're doing the strut and the rear or the bottom rear control arm. You see that right there, and this link right here. So we're gonna get all that stuff done. It's just gonna be easier when we have this out of the way. I got the inner liner out. There are two. There's two clips under there. There's a screw under there. Two clips under there as well. And then there's a couple that you don't see that are back kind of up under the top there. So you get all those out. Exposes that. We're gonna get the parking brake off, the caliper, the rotor next. All right, once you get the rotor, the brake caliper off, the rotor, and the parking brake, a tip on the parking brake is put the car in tow mode. Push your foot on the brake, put it into tow mode under the service panel. And there's two 6mm bolts that come out of the back here, and then you can disconnect it while it's still in tow mode, and the parking brake will be released, so you can just take that off after removing those two 6mm bolts. The brake caliper here is two 18mm on the back there. Just take those off. And then once you get that off and the rotor off, the T45 Torx bit that holds the rotor on, once you get all that off, it's really just disassembling. You do have to take this splash shield out. It's a bunch of push pins. But then it's just taking apart. This is a 21mm nut and bolt for the shock tower. This one's 18mm. This one's 18mm here. 18mm here, and then 21mm down at the bottom. So it's just getting all that disassembled. I did disconnect this, it might be the ABS sensor here, T30 Torx bit, and then just remove it's this sensor here. You can pull it out of the knuckle. Now I can take the whole knuckle out completely and have access to pulling the axle out. This is a 32mm axle nut. All I have to do is just get this bolt out here and the bolt out there, and I'll be able to pull the knuckle out, and that'll give me access to getting the axle out. And then once the axle's out, then I can take out the lower control arm bolts and replace these. Then I can put the axle back in and get everything kind of reassembled here. I am replacing this strut here, and once this knuckle's out of the way, it's easier to get up to the bolts. The 315mm bolts at the top there, they're just bolts there. You take those out and this drops down. So everything's pretty simple once you get to this point. Just disassembling and reassembling everything. Now I can just get this knuckle out of the way. This is the easiest way to get access to the axle and replacing that lower control arm. All right, getting the axle out, axle puller. Okay, that tool very easily got the axle out. Definitely need one of those to pull that. All right, you can see with the axle out of the way how much room there is to get access to this control arm, this upper toe link, this upper link here, and then the strut. So all of these are going to get replaced before I put the axle back in, because it just have so much more room without the axle being in the way. So the axle will kind of be one of the last things I put back in. So the strut, these things are all going to get replaced, and these are just 18mm there, 18mm there, these are all 18mm right here to replace those, and they're pretty easy. This is where we have to cut that off. We have to cut the bolt head off right here, and then we'll insert the new bolt that we picked up from Tesla through this side with the same nut on that side. Control arm here, it's a nut on the back here. You got to have like an 18mm swiveling head wrench to get in there, and then 18mm here. So both of those bolts are out. Little control arm can come out. Now for this one, we have to cut off. It's actually a 19 nut, and then we'll push this out a little bit once we loosen up, and then we'll get our hacksaw, and we'll cut that off with a metal cutoff blade. All right, just make sure you have a nice, new, fresh metal cutoff blade. I picked up like a 3 or 4 pack of these. You want to have a fresh blade. I just did the other side with this one, and it cut it in just a few seconds. So I got the rear control arm in this upper toe link, this upper link here, and I got the new shock in. The shock's a little hard just because it's so far up there to get those 3 15mm bolts out of there. So it is helpful to have 2 people. I did this one with myself, and it was kind of hard. But you need a long extension to be able to get up there with the swivel socket to be able to reach those nuts. So that's all in. I'm just going to put this link in right here. At least get it started. Once I get this in, I'll put my axle in. I got the axle in. Getting the axle in's not that hard. You just line up the splines and then you just give it a few nice shoves inward and it locks that into place. So now I'm just getting the knuckle ready to put back in now that I have the axle in. Now I'm just getting the upper link and the strut into place to put the bolt in. Now I jacked up the knuckle and the whole assembly to close to ride height. I'm just torquing down all of the bolts and nuts to the required torque specs. I use this spring compressor tool here to help compress the spring so it's easier to get this strut into place and it's not as putting as much pressure on the assembly. So I can take that off now that everything's assembled. So just putting the parking brake on, 2 16mm bolts. Just want to make sure you're leaving the car in tow mode so that way the parking brake pads are retracted and it'll fit over the brake rotor. All right, so got everything put back together here. Got the caliper back on, wheels on, tested it out. Everything drove really good. The ride height will be a little high for probably the first week. It'll settle back down. But this definitely needed. It had 164,000 miles on it on the original suspension shocks and needed to get updated. Also, if you haven't updated it, I would change out the pads on your parking brake, change out the pads on your brake pads. Also put a new rotor on while you're doing all that anyways when you're in there. Anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe. See you in the next one. Thanks.